Rose here, coming at you with another video. Now, this one is a Christmassy video of sorts. So this is actually a review on the book Ducked for Christmas by Y. Maria. So this is the cover. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly, but I will put that as the screenshot anyways, or like as the as a thumbnail. So this book, it is a romance book, just like I often read. However, it is a different type of romance book. So this book was actually my first soiree, so to speak, into shifter romance. I thought it was very interesting. So now I'm going to read you the synopsis here. Okay, so 29-year-old Montgomery Keller learned long ago that to survive, hiding in plain sight is a necessity. This is especially true when you're a bear shifter. His life in sleepy, idyllic Laurel Forest is quiet, predictable, and almost entirely blissfully people-free. Apart from a couple locals and his neighbor, Andy, he's alone, but that suits him and his needs perfectly. Until he met her. Festive to the core and in town for the holidays to watch her niece while her brother Andy is away, Evelina Reza is determined to spread Christmas cheer, even toward her brother's grumpy but absolutely gorgeous neighbor. However, his lack of interest in anything Christmas or joy-related, for that matter, suggests that nothing can crack his tough exterior. But when a broken heater and a cold snap hit, Montgomery opens up his home to Evelina and her niece. What starts as prickly hospitality turns into lingering glances, unplanned laughter, then a slow burn pull neither of them anticipated. When the holiday peace is shattered and danger strikes this quiet mountain town, Montgomery must choose between running or staying to protect the woman who makes him want more than his solitary existence, a woman his heart demands he protect. So I really, honestly, for my first venture into shifter romance, I really quite enjoyed this book. So I wasn't sure what to think at first, and I actually did this book as an ARC, like an advanced reader copy, and I had read it through BookFunnel. I'm not sure if you guys out there use this app at all, but it's a way that a lot of the authors often give out, advanced reader copies for the ebooks, or they also sometimes give you bonus epilogues and things like that. And yeah, so I was willing to give it a try and see what I might think about it, as I'd never read anything like that before, and it's kind of fun sometimes to read new and different authors and to, widen your horizons, so to speak. And I really feel like in a lot of ways, even though Evelina and Montgomery were different in a lot of ways, they were also very similar in a lot of ways. And so even though Evelina wasn't actually from Laurel Grove, she was actually just visiting and taking care of her niece. She felt like there wasn't much to go home to when she went back to Miami. And, she was enjoying her time there so much. And it all started, when their interaction all started when Evelina and her niece, Scarlett, or Letty, as she called her, they went, so they drive a Jeep, and also so does Montgomery. And, so Scarlett and Evelina have this thing where they duck other Jeeps. So they will put a duck, whatever type of duck. It's like a rubber ducky kind of thing. But they will put different ones on different Jeeps. They get all different ones. There's some that are like fishing, some that are like picnicking. There's some that are playing a banjo, all different ones, right? And so it starts off when they see Montgomery's Jeep, and they see that it's empty. There's no ducks on it. And so Scarlett asks Evelina if they can duck his Jeep. She's like, oh, Auntie Evie, this person's Jeep doesn't have any ducks. I think we should give him something to make his day and to brighten his day. So it starts off that, that when he comes outside from the diner, he sees that they've put a duck on his Jeep, and at first he's not sure what to think, or he doesn't want to like it. He doesn't want to be happy about it. And he almost just says, oh, thank you, but no thank you, right? But then at the same time, Evelina and Scarlett, they end up explaining to him, what they like to do, and that, anyone who doesn't have a duck on their Jeep, they like to, put one on there, and just as a fun thing they might do. And, so when he ends up coming outside, they end up talking to him. It just sort of starts a little fire burning that he doesn't really expect to happen. And, so from that interaction, they end up spending time together here and there. And, of course, once they get back into the Jeep, Evelina is kind of afraid to drive in the snow, and there's like an imminent snowstorm coming. And so Montgomery offers to watch them, and go and drive behind them to get them back to their cabin and make sure that they're safe, right? And so, it starts off with that one small gesture, and then little by little, Evelina opens up and opens him up a little bit, and it makes his heart that much bigger. And the one thing that he didn't expect, he ended up finding. And sometimes you may discover a sort of found family, and it could be the best thing in the world. And it just, you maybe aren't expecting it, or you're not wanting anything, and then sure enough, you end up meeting someone, and they end up just feeling like home. And that's sort of how Evelina and Montgomery ended up becoming to each other. And, later on in the book, there is kind of a sort of twist that you're not expecting in a way. And so, like, Evelina and Montgomery both knew that Andy worked in the CIA, or with a government agency, but they just didn't exactly know what he did with the government. And so, when it comes down to it, though, Andy had a job that was kind of unexpected, or that kind of thing. And so, and he actually, funnily enough, even though Montgomery was trying to hide it, he knew that Montgomery was a shifter. So even though he tried to hide it, literally from the moment he moved into that small town, he knew. And unbeknownst to Montgomery, one of the ladies that run the diner, she's also a shifter, which he ends up finding out like right towards the end of the book. And so, she tries to show herself to him so that, he doesn't have to be afraid. And I feel like even in the actual normal world we live in, we'll all come across situations where you're afraid of something, and you maybe just need a little push to, not be so afraid, and to want to be able to share, to share more of yourself with the world. And, if you meet someone who makes you want to be your true, genuine self, then I say go for it. And, that many of us are trying to hide peace to ourselves, just because we're afraid of what others might think. And, so this book, honestly, with my first foray into shifter romance, I honestly thought it was great. And I'm kind of curious about what other books like this may be like, and if I maybe might want to check out more books by Y. Maria. I would say if you haven't yet checked out this novel, get out there and check it out. It's definitely worth a read. And if you have already read it, let me know in the comments what you thought. I know that it was just recently released, and you know, I mean, I would definitely suggest, you know, if you see it on Amazon Prime, or you know, on your ebook device that you use when you're searching for books, if you see it out there as one of these selections, I would say definitely check it out. Now, what do I give this? What would I rate it? I'd probably say like a 4 out of 5. And yeah, I mean, I would definitely be interested in maybe reading some other books like this. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, take care. Bye, guys. Merry Christmas.